me. We went against the king rule. In America, you got to stand on that when they say that what do they say? The national anthem, right? You got to stand for that. Take your hat off, put your hand over your heart. Colin Kaepernick took a knee and made other blacks, particularly Spanish, take a knee during that national anthem. Even some of our enemies took knee, but of course, it is like the scriptures say. But also, they found somebody that could put witchcraft amongst the Jews and speak elegantly and convince us not to go against the king. That was Jay-Z in this time. You know what I'm saying? But there were other people in the past, the same thing Mordecai went through, and we would be going through. We live in it in some way right now. We're in these times of Mordecai and Purim. We still in the same time. People fighting against us, want to spread the word. Let's get rid of these people. They ain't following the things that we do. They ain't following our customs. Let's get rid of them. Let's enact laws to bring them down and put them behind cages. Let's enact laws to unalive them and get rid of them. We live in it today, man. The Bible is real. And this was the only real thing in my life since I've been commanded during YAHANNA. I saw the pages come to life. You understand? And so we can do what? Slap yourself.
Hey, no time press. And if I could, first of all, I want to say all praise is due to Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai. Give the Most High Christ a hand on everything we do. Our Holy King has strengthened us and got us on track. Is Muhammad here? Okay. Got us on track. That man you just finished listening to was one of only two men that had the strength at that time to stand up against the lies that was being told and to simply ask the question whether or not it was true or not. That man right there is as responsible as I am and as General Muhammad is for this truth being able to be continued, along with the other generals who met with us in D.C., General Shalmar, General Kabbalah Mah, General Katham Gabar. Did I miss somebody? I think that's right. Who also stood up with us. I'm getting old, man. I've been saying y'all names for 20 years. Starting to forget them now. No. Like who have stood with us for all these years to carry forth this truth. And it has been an amazing journey, an amazing ride. The water, General Mayak, man, you put it every bit of it on the line, man. Man, right here, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, I could go on all night just on Mayak. I could do a class. I'm gonna start doing classes on y'all in a minute. You know what I'm saying? So I want to thank everybody who came out. We're gonna pick up for those of you that may not know. Will you read now? You got it? Beautiful. Okay. We're gonna pick up from the 5th chapter of Esther and carry it on out. We're gonna run for about an hour and get into it a little bit, man, on what happened on the other side of the table. This was an amazing event that took place, and it is the reason we're here together now. It's the reason we still have this struggle in us. Once again, if you ever wanted to have something to motivate you to do the Lord's will or to be strong in these tough times, you got it. Because these scriptures are filled with secrets. Secrets that the Lord only reveals to the prophets. And that's why they're only coming out through us now in the work of the Most High. This sister here was an amazing sister. She was unlike what you see on Instagram and YouTube and social media in general today. She was phenomenal in what she did. So let's get it in. We're going to bump it up to the 5th chapter, starting at the 1st verse.
The book of Esther, chapter 5, verse 1.
Any other questions before I go on? Anything I left out? Anybody? All right, let's go.
The book of Esther, chapter 5, verse 1. Now it came to pass on the 3rd day that Esther put on her royal apparel.
got something on them.
Come.
Like her mind is in charge of everything, but because of one man would not bow, that it's too much for him.
Bring your chair up here, my I see you ready.
I've been sick for 2 weeks. I'm good. I'm bursting with it. Y'all had to stop me on something. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just saying, and Commander General YAHANNA, they done brought this out in the past, how our enemies, these heathen, it's never enough for them. You can't give them enough loyalty. You can't give them enough love. Our people done bled in their wars, like General Hyman brought out, died, saluted their flags for centuries, and they still hate us. Why? What the hell we do? You know what I'm saying? We don't deserve their hate, but it's biblical, their hatred for us. It's biblical. Haman is second to the king. Everybody, the empires is bowing to him under the king's orders, but this one brother doesn't bow, and he wants the whole race to die, man. They all sore losers, man. It's just incredible to me.
You know, winners too.
Come.
They win it, be mad.
You know what I'm saying?
Come, let's go.
The book of Esther, chapter 5, verse 2. And it was so when the king saw Esther, the queen, standing in the court, that she obtained favor in his sight. And the king held out to Esther the golden scepter.
And tell, just reading the story, that the Lord put the spirit on Esther to just captivate this dude, which a heathen ain't never on the level of our sisters. It's just we were in captivity. So the Lord put her in place right there to deliver this nation when the time came. And it shows you how easily we could have lost everything we had. You understand? Jump in anytime you're ready, John. Go ahead, please.
Head out to Esther, the golden scepter that was in his hand. So Esther drew near and touched the top of the scepter. Verse.
He put the scepter out like that there. That's what he would do. And then you touch the top of the scepter, like recognizing him as the king. And then you can come and deal with him. They had all these type of rituals to try to keep them heathens in line. Go ahead.
Verse 3. Then said the king unto her, what wilt thou, Queen Esther? And what is thy request?
Go ahead.
It shall be even given thee to half of the kingdom.
Right. He said, I'll give you whatever you want, Esther. I'll give it to you. Even up to half the kingdom. Go ahead, Q.
Sheba didn't have nothing on Queen Esther.
Exactly. Right. They pumped her up like she was something amazing. Right. Exactly. And had the nerve to boast themselves and act like he gave her the thing. When she was up there to see what real power was. Like this sister right here could wield some power for with the hand of the Lord. And this is a lesson. Let me tell you something. This is a lesson for all sisters and brothers. That our fight for our morality is at hand. Could we get this brother a couple of chairs? Hey, how you doing there, Warrior? Shalom, brother. Good to see you, man.
Get some more chairs.
Let's get some chairs. Can we get some chairs for the brother? Yes, sir. You coming? Okay. Okay. Yes. Yeah, somebody give him some water, cat. Water, Cesaria. Get all these seats up here, man. The sisters need some seats. Get them all them seats. We got to get y'all more chairs. North Carolina. It's a beautiful school in here, man. They give it up to Captain I.S.U.P.K and Officer Lahar. Give it up for them, man. And all you brothers up there in North Carolina, man. Getting it on. All right, let's keep going. We don't drag too long. Let's ride.
Come. The book of Esther, chapter 5, verse 3. Then said the king unto her, what wilt thou, Queen Esther, and what is thy request? It shall be even given given thee to half of the kingdom.
The Lord knew ahead of time this was a dude, man, that loved a beautiful woman. So the Lord put a woman on him so beautiful, brother, that he was ready to give up half that kingdom to her. Go ahead.
Come. Verse 4. And Esther answered, if it seem good unto the king, let the king and Haman come this day unto the banquet that I have prepared for him.
And Israel's always been cunning. She could have just told him right there. But she said, nah, if it please the king, I'm going to make a banquet for you. And just you and Haman come. Just y'all come. We just going to get together. And he loving it. Like, oh, man, I'm going to hang with Esther now. We gonna have a good time.
Right.
But she putting the plot in on the plot to save the nation. Today, this beast done turned our sisters in a spirit to plot against you. Now you the paycheck. You the one she plotting on against. Because their mind been jammed up by Esau. Go ahead.
What's the proof of that? And what's the reason why? How can he get our sisters to turn against us? That bad. They call it the bad. They think if they turn against us and please daddy, our slave master, they get that bag. But then daddy always showed them at the end, you ain't getting but a penny. Look at Taraji P. Henson. Look at all the entertainers, man. They know that the small hats ain't giving them but a drop of what they got, man. And then they find, then they live in the truth, and now they in it. So they say, I guess I just got to keep doing it, like Steve Harvey. I guess we just got to keep kissing the ring. I guess we got to keep doing it, Oprah and all that. Now we fighting amongst each other to get the penny that he drops at us. They the real puppet masters, man. So, you know, our sisters, that's why they giving up all their spirit for money. Right. And the love of money is the root of all evil. The proof is look at our people today. So, sir.
No, that was dead on right, Maya. Like, we should look at our gain as a tool to fight the enemy. Remember now, this woman got a mansion, wealth. She ain't broke. She up there near the king. She got her own mansion. She got Vashti's mansion, which was bringing out earlier, that she got Vashti's kingdom. I mean, Vashti's mansion and her wealth and her jewels. But what is she doing? She's plotting for her people. That's why we always telling them entertainers, if you getting money from them, why are you such a slave to them? Like, getting the money is supposed to make you plot harder against them. Black entertainers should have been building black theaters. It should be a black theater network in every major city. Everybody knows media is how you influence the masses. Why isn't there an independent black-owned movie theater in every major city in America? So that when those type of movies come out, we put them in all our theaters, and who cares what the small hats say? Where's all the black, and they got the paper. The paper is not even an issue. Where's the network of black playhouses? I can't wait to see that again. There used to be a time when black people had their own playhouses, and they would put on plays and performances that would influence us in our struggle. They stealing all the black independent radio stations, and we giving them up. We should be warring for all of ours. We gave up the Negro Leagues.
Right.
Mistake. We gave up our boycotts on the buses. Instead of making a bus company, we went and gave it up. Mistake. Gave up all our music. You heard Benzino, what's his name? Benzino fall on his sword the other night on Drink Champ. He fell on, he what they call it, what they call that when they put the blade in and cut you? Harry Carey, right? He put the Harry Carey on his ass and chopped his own gut out spiritually, which was sad to do. That's why the Lord needs men that really, truly have faith in the Most High. And faith don't mean you sit around. Faith without works is dead. Faith means you get to work and make something happen for this nation to go forward. Well, this sister here, this is the year, I'm telling you, sister's going to do amazing things to crush that demon on them sisters out there. Go ahead, General.
And what's their excuse, General? Why they ain't home with their kids because they trying to become a star. They trying to get this bag. And what they tell their friends and family and the ones they love, they say, I'm doing this because I'm going to bring it back home. I'm doing this to have a better life for the whole family. A lot of them even say I'm doing this to bring it back to the hood. But that second part never comes. It never comes because why? The small hat knew your intentions. They know you trying to come up and bring the hood up. They know all that. So they got things in place, and in them contracts, boy, they got things in place where they are always in charge. And you ain't never in a position to control what you didn't produce. You know what I'm saying? To come back to the hood. So,
No, you're right. And if you don't have yours, then you got nothing. You understand? And you're gonna get more by not going with it. We done open up schools all over the place. This is my first time in this school. My first time in this. How long y'all had this school? Damn right. How long we had this school?
Couple years, sir.
Huh? No, a few years. This is my first time stepping in this school. 3 years. My first time stepping in it. It was my first time stepping in the one in South Carolina. Like, that's how we rolling because we doing it ourselves. And imagine what's going to happen coming in the near future, man. You know what I'm saying? This is going to be your bodega. This is going to be your courthouse. This is going to be your marriage council house. This is going to be your business center. And above all, this is going to be the place where you learn everything about the Most High and Christ. Right here in these buildings that we building right here. They look small now, but in a minute, you're going to have to get a ticket outside, down at the corner. Well, you try to go, you got to get a ticket, man. You got to go down the corner and see that brother down there. That brother got that red scarf on. See him down there. No, the one all the way down there. Go see him. That's how it's going to be. And I pray, I can't wait for it, because this is the time that it should happen. Like, we deserve to be delivered from slavery. We served this bastard on every level that he could ask us to do. We served him, built his empire, made it the greatest empire in the world. And we still got to give it. We still got to grovel, and we got to be thankful for every quarter and dime we get. When we serve, our great grandfathers and grandmothers served this place for absolutely nothing. All across this United States and the Caribbean and Central and South America, and we still got to grovel. You understand? Now is the time that we should begin to become free from this place, and we're gonna see it real soon. Let's keep going.
Come. The book of Esther, chapter 5, verse 5. Then the king said, "Cause Haman to make haste, that he may do as Esther have said."
Right. He told, hurry up, because I want to go see Esther. Tell Haman to hurry up. Get ready. We're going to a banquet. Just the three of us. Go ahead, Op.
So the king and Haman came to the banquet that Esther had prepared. Verse 6. And the king said it to Esther, at the banquet of wine, what is thy petition?
He's still trying to figure it out. What you want, girl? What you want? I give you whatever you want. Up to half this kingdom, just tell me what you want. He the king. He ain't got to give her nothing. But that's how impressive she was. That's how powerful a righteous sister is. It's beyond just a long skirt on. A sister in the right spirit could move the world. Scriptures tell you that even in the New Testament. Muhammad pull it all the time, right? That one where it say, you quote it for me if you don't mind, General. The husbands will be won by the wives. That means a woman's conversation can do major movement in the earth, which is also why, the water, General, which is also why Esau is trying so hard to get our wives to become like an animal, to prey on you, to become unruly, to speak. Every sister from young should be being taught how to speak, how not to put that spirit on. Men been crying about it for the last 5 decades. That woman mouth, that woman mouth, that woman mouth. Let's teach her how not to have that mouth. And we'll do something amazing, man, in this kingdom. We'll do something amazing. Just like that heathen fell down, brothers will fall down and hear the words of sister. A lot of you, I don't know, most of you know the sister, she's a Muslim, okay? Shahrazad Ali. Y'all heard of her, right? But now y'all wasn't around, most of you wasn't around when she came out with that book. Now, it's flaws in the book, okay? You only could get it from the scriptures right. But she came out with that book, brother, back in the day. I remember when the day she came out with it, the world went left field. She put that book out. Oprah was in there like she wanted to slay her. She was on Oprah like, what? And because in the book, she was laying it out in the way that she could. And she caught nothing but backlash from it. And then it caught on. Here was the killer. There were so many sisters who really wanted to, they didn't want this conflict with their man. They wanted to get on the right page. So they started breaking away from the traditional ways that people operate here today. And guess what? Esau took her off of every airway, every TV show, everything. He canceled all of it. He shut her all the way down because sisters was beginning to try to fix themselves and get right. The whole attitude that our sisters got is fake. It's created by whores that they put on TV and make rich, who make songs telling you to do the most horrible things you ever could think of. That's made up. That ain't real life. That's made up life. So when the sisters learn how real life works, they get an amazing families. And I know brothers is, I keeps a back for brothers. You just gotta report them. We'll get him right. So let's keep going.
Come.
Please.
The book of Esther, chapter 5, verse 6.
Come on.
And the king said it to Esther at the banquet of wine, what is thy petition? And it shall be granted thee. And what is thy request? Even to half of the kingdom, it shall be performed. Verse 7. Then answered Esther and said, my petition and my request is, verse 8, if I have found favor in the sight of the king, and if it please the king to grant my petition and to perform my request, let the king and Haman come to the banquet that I shall prepare for them.
Go ahead.
I will do tomorrow as the king has said. Verse 9. Then went Haman forth that day, joyful and with glad heart. When Haman saw Mordecai in the king's gate, that he stood not up, nor moved for him, he was full of indignation against Mordecai.
He put so much pressure on Mordecai, man, to get Mordecai to bow to him. He done already set it up. Mordecai, people all about to be slain. He having parties and enjoying himself. And he's still mad that Haman won't bow down to him, man, when he see him in the gate. That Mordecai won't humble himself. And these heathen think exactly the same.
Right.
These Edomites think this way. All these tribes think this way. Go ahead.
Verse 10. Nevertheless, Haman refrained himself. Mm-hmm. And when he came home, he sent and called for his friends and Zeresh his wife. Verse 11. And Haman told them of the glory of his riches and the multitude of his children and all the things wherein the king had promoted him.
Right. He was sitting up there talking about, I got children, I got family, I got money, I got wealth. The king gave me everything. I'm the bomb. This is a heathen. Go ahead. But what was really on his mind? Go ahead.
And how he had advanced him above the princes and servants of the king.
I'm down with the king. I'm above, and that was some provinces out. And he must have been, this cat must have been so wealthy and so powerful in that empire. He's sitting up there in splendor. Go ahead.
The book of Esther, chapter 5, verse 12. Haman said, moreover, yeah, Esther, the queen did let no man come in with the king until the banquet that she had prepared but myself.
Yeah, I'm getting ready to even go to the banquet. And ain't nobody could come to the banquet. And that's us when we get out. You ever see them brothers be on them different videos and they be talking about what they got? Yeah, man, though, y'all don't know nothing about this. Y'all don't know about this spot. Y'all don't. When you hear that, that's the same demon on him. That's the same demon that's on him. You understand? Like, that's the same carnal demon that will destroy you if you're not careful. Go ahead.
Come.
It fits on a heathen. It doesn't fit on us. Go ahead.
And tomorrow.
I done heard many Israelites say in the entertainment world, some of you niggas ain't never seen $1 million. You ain't never seen $1 million. I know y'all done heard that, right? That's that demon there. amongst us that don't fit. It's like,
No, you're right. That's that same thing. When what we should be seeking is Christ's kingdom. Why? Because Christ's gonna have the power to raise the dead.
That's right.
That's a kingdom. You want a kingdom with some power. Well, Christ is gonna have a kingdom that will never, ever, ever have another nation come up against that kingdom ever again. We don't know what it's like to live in peace. We don't know what it's like to go down the road in peace. In Christ's kingdom, brother, nobody shall rise against the Lord's chosen at all. Give me some more.
Come. And tomorrow am I invited. It's like invited enter also with the king.
He all up in his splendor, thinking he's great. Meanwhile, the Most High is about to use this woman to do him in and to stop these heathens from the evil that they bring forth. The power of a righteous sister. And let me tell you something, man. All them sisters, man, in them agencies, you know how much seats sisters got? You been to Washington, D.C., man? Black women run the infrastructure of Washington, D.C. You go up there for that damn convention, you know what I mean, that Black Caucus. Them sisters running them places, okay? They running them places. They up there with the governors and the mayors and all the powerful seats. And then the minute you come to the window at DMV trying to just get a driver's license, what? No, you ain't. What? You got to fill this paper out. And giving you a demon when it ain't even necessary. You can't get any compassion for what you go through. Well, this sister right here had compassion on her brothers and sisters like you ain't never seen before. She gambled her entire wealth, her position next to the king, which was totally, she could have lost everything. She gambled it all to deliver us.
that's right.
We raise up sisters and daughters like that in the UPK, and we're going to be something to see. We're going to be something amazing. They can talk all that philosophical bullshit they want. Excuse my French. We got the kids in. They can talk that bull all they want. God's word, is way better. Way better, way more informative, way stronger, way more in the spirit, and will do more by the power and the hand of the Lord than you could ever do in a carnal world. This what you watching is the Lord work. The Lord is amazing. This story we read, whether you know it or not, the Lord is showing you what's going on in the front office, and he's showing you what's going on in the fourth dimension in the back office. He's showing you both sides of the coin at the same time. So you know what you see the story, but he also showing you this what he's doing in the back. And brother, it's supposed to give you faith. It's supposed to make you strong, sister. It's supposed to make you remember this so that the next time you in the crossroad, the next time you in that situation where that boss is trying to put pressure on you to do something evil to somebody on that slavery, you're supposed to think about it then and say, you know what? Esther wouldn't have done this. Sarah wouldn't have done this. I'm not going to do it either. And you'll be strong with the Most High and you'll change something. And brother, we start a wave of that. Our sisters, let me tell you something. Our sisters that's out there destroyed with, they looking for us to change it. And they looking for sisters to show them the example. And we going to do it too. Go ahead, Salam.
The book of Esther, chapter 5, verse 13. Yet all this availeth me nothing, so long as I see Mordecai, the Jew, sitting at the king's gate.
All my riches, all my family, all my money, it don't do me nothing. As long as I see this nigga at the gate, not willing to bow to me. That's how heathens think. That's how a demon from Satan will try to make you be against your own brothers and against your own sisters. And they win in the war. Brothers hating brothers over nothing. Sisters hating sisters out there over nothing. If it wasn't for what's going on in this sanctuary, there'd be nothing, and I mean nothing, built to fight against the forces that's turning us one against each other and destroying us as a people. There'd be no force. When you come in this room and shut that door, this a different world. What's going on in here is what you see in the back office in the story. That's what's happening in here. That's just the back office right here. What's happening out there, that's the front office. Read.
The book of Esther, chapter 5, verse 14. Then said Zeresh, his wife, and all his friends unto him, let a gallows be made of 50 cubits high. And tomorrow speak thou unto the king that Mordecai may be hanged.
Right. Go up in there, man, and get that straight. Go up in there and set up them gallows, man. And when you go up in there and it's just you and the king and the queen, make sure you tell the king, let me go on and kill Mordecai and get rid of him. Get him out the way. And that same plot took place with John the Baptist. That same plot took place with the queen of Egypt with Joseph. That same plot took place many times. Many times you've been in the crossroad whether to make a righteous decision or to make an evil decision. And the pressure was on. And at that time, you got to make that right decision, especially now. We've been under a lot of grace. But we coming closer and closer to this end. Now's the time, man, to make ourselves white as snow. In righteousness is what I mean. Let's read.
Khan.
Anytime you ready, Jim. Go ahead.
Salaki. And tomorrow speak thou unto the king that Mordecai may be hanged thereon. Then go thou and merrily with the king unto the banquet. And the thing pleased Haman, and he caused the gallows to be made. The book of Esther, chapter 6, verse 1. On that night could not the king sleep, and he commanded to bring the book of records of the chronicles.
That was the Lord. That was the back office. The back office, the Most High was giving him a conscience. He couldn't sleep. He said, man, bring me the records. There's got to be something wrong going on here, man. What am I missing? Bring me the records of what's happening in the kingdom and what took place. And he started reading the records. That's why they kept them records. Records is so they can run their kingdom. They can have records of what happened, what took place, who they fought, who their enemies were, who did them favors, who was on their side. And he started going through the records, checking. Go ahead.
And they were read before the king. Verse 2. It was found written that Mordecai had told Bigthana and Teresh, two of the king's chamberlains, the keepers of the door, who sought to lay hand on the king Ahasuerus.
Meaning they were going to kill this king. Y'all read it yesterday. Where they were going to come together and kill this king. The same king that Esther was married to. Go ahead, General.
This ain't the Chronicles of Israel. This is his records and what happens in his kingdom, right?
Yes.
And they just happen to go over the latest things when Mordecai saved his life, correct?
Exactly.
Okay, no, sir.
In other words, he going through the records, and in them records, he see, oh man, this is the guy that reported these two guys that was plotting to kill me. And him trying to run his kingdom. So as he trying to run his kingdom, he trying to make right decisions. And that's why he can't sleep at night. The Lord troubling him because the Lord want him to make a right decision. So he get troubled at night. So now he get up and say, bring me the royal records, man. Let me see what's been going on. What am I missing? Why I can't get no sleep? It happens to y'all many times. You can't get no sleep, something bothering you. Let me go look at your records, them scripts. Y'all be on them scripts late night, down in the basement. You're like, what you doing? I'm just checking on something. You going through them scripts, trying to figure out that's your records. You the royalty that checks your records. Well, he was doing the same thing in his kingdom, which was the Lord troubling him. Salah. He didn't want to lose half that kingdom. He was trying to make sure he had all his bases covered. I mean, no, I can't say that. He told her and he would have gave it to her. The Lord put the spirit on him to make him crazy about her. But the Lord also troubled him that night. You know what I'm saying? It, made him wonder what am I missing? This happens to every man. Every man, when you got a perplexing situation come, you sit down and try to think about what did I miss? What went wrong? Let me go back over my steps. What's my history in this situation? Every man does it, but the Lord is in it, making him not even be able to sleep in it. So he's stirring his soul up like. And so as he's going through, because he want him to go read this record. The Lord want him to go and find this record so he can make the right judgment. Go ahead.
Con.
So I know what you're saying, Q. He didn't want Q thought it was ridiculous. He give up half that kingdom. I see. He's like, go ahead.
The book of Esther.
But listen, I'm gonna hit you with something. Many men have given up half all they had to a woman, both poor and rich. You get the right thing put on you. You giving up half of all. What? You checking, brother. You know, your wife just slapped the cat upside his head. Brother, y'all brothers got to be nice to the sisters. See, that's the problem. We got too much rebellion in there. Like, tons of y'all have swayed judgment based on, you know what I'm saying? The power, the scriptures say, y'all know the scriptures. The scriptures say there's nothing more powerful than a woman save the truth. So make no mistake, you're going to give up whatever to get that righteous sister. You know what I mean? Especially when you know what that righteous sister is. What's happening in this kingdom now, just to give you an insight, this kingdom is teaching everybody that the greatest sister to have is a whore. So what's happening is brothers is striving to become wealthy so that they can buy this whore. They can get this Instagram girl because that's what you're being taught. The human nature is still the same. The only difference is you just don't know the dynamics of what woman to go get because you're being taught wrong, which is why we're here. That's why we all here. We all here to teach our brothers and sisters what is a good woman, what is a righteous sister, what is a valuable sister, what does make her above rubies. Like you, that's why we're here. And as we begin to learn it, we then start to pick a different kind of woman. But either way, on the left-hand side or the right-hand side, the right woman, it'll only be the Lord that deliver you from it. You know what I'm saying? I just watched a Instagram video, blew me away. This brother had a child. The child had heart surgery, and it was about to have heart surgery. And he was trying to save up the money. Some of y'all might have even seen it. He was trying to save up the money for the heart surgery. He come home one day and check his bank account, and his bank account is empty. And he checked where the money went, and his woman went and bought Beyonce tickets. He turned the video on him and like, what the hell did you do? My child had to get Beyonce. My child had heart surgery. You went out and bought Beyonce tickets. And you should have heard her response. It was like, all this arguing, I don't want to even hear all that. I've been telling you to get me them Beyonce tickets. She did not care that his kid had open heart surgery. She was like, I don't want to even hear all that. Blah, 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 blah. She was giving him the business. Because why? He valued a whore because the world taught him to love a whore. So he went out and got a whore. What do you think all the fingernail and the fake eyelashes and the, all the attitude is part of it too. The attitude, the mouth, all of that is created for you to believe that's a valuable woman. That's what it's created for. It's created to brainwash you and sisters and our daughters. But there's another kind of woman that comes from the Most High that's just as powerful. In fact, more powerful. One powerful enough to make a king give up half his kingdom. But the problem is this world don't know it yet. And when it does know it, these sisters that coming in here are going to be so valuable that the world going to be chasing them down like the Edomites was in the past. You understand? Now he look at her like a whore. But in the past, before Esau really got to twist her up like he did in the 60s, these Edomites was constantly trying to rape these sisters and attack these sisters and abuse these sisters. You understand? That's how some of them gangs in LA got started, because sisters was getting attacked by Edomites, and they had to now, mount up to make sure that they could push these Edomites back for what they was doing, because at that time Esau saw them sisters real valuable. Well, here's the thing. That could be brought back into the earth. And once again, all righteousness got to do is fight. And wickedness will fall. If you're willing to fight, wickedness will fall. But if you're not willing to fight, Satan uses fear to make you not fight for righteousness. It's a fear tactic. He don't even have to touch you. If he can put enough fear in you that he will touch you, you'll fold and let him bring all the evil in. You'll get off the corner because all he got to do is threaten your job. You'll get off the corner because all he got to do is make your mama and daddy mad with you for not going to church no more. You don't got to actually do nothing. All he got to do is make you scared enough and make you back up off of what you know to be right. That's what was happening to Mordecai. Mordecai sitting in the gate still ain't bowing to this nigga, man. That's a bad nigga, man. Esther got the mansion. He about to get Esther knocked off. Esther sitting in the mansion, gold, diamonds, riches. He about to get her killed. Everybody else killed. You know he was catching flack. He's still in the goddamn gate. He ain't bowed down to this nigga yet. Making the demon on this cat, because it's a demon that want you to bow down. Right. Making the demon on this cat so mad that he willing to chance all his position and everything just to destroy this brother. And brother, that's how you got to resist. That's why them boot kisses, get your boot kiss. Get your boot kiss. Come on, you know.
All them niggas.
Let them lather up their toe.
You know what I'm saying? They should scuff your boot before they kiss it. Make it shiny, then kiss it. And everybody who's saying, man, what y'all say gonna make them people mad, man. What y'all say gonna do this. The way y'all come. Y'all got to change how you come. You got to tone it down. All that mess because we make the Romans angry makes people think that what we do ain't gonna work. But time and time again, the Lord show you it works. So
that's right. Right. And listen, and they so mad that you get a volunteer boot kiss. Like you ain't forcing nobody, but the sheer fact that you take a kingdom and take the Edomite and put him on the bottom and put you on the top for them 2 seconds, it's enraging to them because it's a demon on them that has always teaching them that they are greater than you. And you are now crushing that demon and turning it the other way. This is a spiritual war as well as a carnal war. Right. You got to put both sides together and bring that force of the Most High through, and we're going to change the world just like our king told us to. One thing we can count on, our king never lied. He never lied. He took the first bullet and then said, look, just follow me. It's going to be fine. And that's all we need to do. Let's go, because I'm going to run out of town and keep talking.
Come.
Me and my hot rocking in here now. Come on, you know.
The book of Esther.
Don't slog it. Come on with it, please.
The book of Esther, chapter 6, verse 2. It was found written that Mordecai had told Bigthana and Teresh, two of the king's chamberlains, the keepers of the door, who sought to lay hand on the king Ahasuerus.
Right. See, the king is now who the Lord troubled. He going back looking at the records, and he find out, oh, this cat, Mordecai. I remember this cat. This cat be at the gate all the time. This is the cat Hammond always complaining about. But this cat turned around, man, and saved my life. Right. When two cats from the inside tried to cut my throat. And that's why it's always good to remember the brothers that stood with you in righteousness. You wonder why I bring these generals up all the time? Because I was in some dire goddamn straits out there in D.C., brother. People was trying to kill us, stab us with needles, pull knives on us, calling the cops every week. Edomites putting us in the paper. I was getting fined $1,000 every week. It was stacking up my head. Every time I went to camp, I had a goddamn headache because they stacking. Every time I hit the camp, $1,000 fine. And I had a Jake do it too. And he trying to get all up in my face like, yeah, you set that, you turn that mic on, it's $1,000 fine. Camp all the way set up. I got a couple of main soldiers with me. You understand? We down and out from the blows we done took. And this cat getting ready to hit me with another $1,000 fine. And I got to say right in front of him, go on, turn it on, man. Go on, turn it on. I got fake Israelites coming down. You remember SHALAM? They coming down in van loads, lining up on me, telling me get up off the corner. Mendoza, man. get my. Oh man. Oh man. That's it. Yes. But I'm gonna tell y'all, I ain't gonna go into the story because we're doing this story, but I'm gonna tell y'all, at the end of that whole scenario, that same Jake came back to that camp and apologized to my face when we went to court, won the case, crushed him, and he came back to me, man, at the end. He said, man, yo, man, I apologize, man. You know, you could tell the demon lifted up off him then, because the demon was on him to wipe us out. But when he come back, the demon had lifted up off of him. And that's why I mention these generals, not just because they're good now, but they was good when there was a time for them not to be good. They were strong when there was a time where I would have had to understand if they was weak. I would have had to say, well, they're young. So that's why I got to accept that. But they was not weak. They were strong. The men that walk with you in this truth, don't never forget them. Don't never forget the good acts. That's why the Lord had to remind this heathen. He's so busy drinking and partying and doing all of that. He forgetting who was down with them. I know they got flaws. I know they got issues. I know there's times that issues come up, but they gold in my eyes. They gold in my eyes because they stood against with me when I was facing absolute goddamn death. And they didn't flinch. They didn't bend. They didn't retract. I tried to get them to back up and walk away. I tried to give them an out so that they wouldn't have to go through what I went through, because I was going to do it if it cost me my life. And they still with me, man, and they bad niggas, man. Y'all gonna get me upset. Y'all gonna get me upset. Understand? Like, that's how we gotta walk in this truth, man. Anyway, let's get back to the story. We'll talk about you niggas all night. Come on.
The book of Esther, chapter 6, verse 3. And the king said, what honor and dignity have been done to Mordecai for this?
See, he's trying to be just in his kingdom. Like, what did we do for this cat? This cat went and saved my life. What did we do for him? Did we look out for him? Did we give him something? Go ahead.
Then said the king's servant that ministered unto him, there is nothing done for him.
He crushed him. He said, we ain't do nothing for him. He saved your life, we ain't do nothing. Cut him bad. And he knew he had to do something then. Go ahead.
Verse 4. And the king said, who is in the court? Now Haman was come into the outward court of the king's house,
right,
to speak unto the king to hang Mordecai on the gallows that he had prepared for him.
Go ahead.
Verse 5.
You see how he timed everything? Just when this cat about to come to the king, the Lord get on this cat's spirit to make him remember Mordecai, man, that he owed this cat for saving his life. The Most High is poetic, beautiful, and every other thing you want to say. Shalom.
God, no, you're right. You absolutely right. The scriptures say this: goings of man are of the Lord. How can he then know his own way? The Lord controls your goings and everything you do. Your job is to obey the Most High's laws, statutes, and commandments.
I'm right.
That's your job. The Lord is working it out whether it look good or bad. He's in the background working the whole thing the way it's supposed to go. Come on with it. I'll tell them where you are. You was going to say something else? Okay, good.
The book of Esther, chapter 6, verse 5. And the king's servant said unto him, behold, Haman standeth in the court. And the king said, let him come in. Verse 6. So Haman came in, and the king said unto him, what shall be done unto the man whom the king delighteth to honor? Now Haman thought in his heart, to whom would the king delight to do the honor more than to myself?
Right. The Lord will play them heathens, man, if you stand with him. Go ahead.
Verse 7. And Haman answered the king for the man who the king delighteth to honor. Verse 8. Let the royal apparel be brought which the king uses to wear, and the horse that the king rideth upon, and the crown which is set upon his head. Verse 9. And let his apparel and horse be delivered to the hand of one of the king's most noble princes, that they may array the man withal whom the king delighteth to honor, and bring him on horseback through the street of the city, and proclaim before him, thus shall it be done to the man who the king that lieth to honor. Verse 10.
Come on.
Hey, y'all see what's going on, right? Hammond's so carnal, right? He think the king is talking about him. What should I do to the man who I want to honor? Oh, shoot. King, you should do this and that. All the fly things, this should be done. But the Most High is working a work, man. The king talking about Mordecai, who he want to kill. Or unalive, we on TikTok or whatever, you know what I'm saying? It's just poetic to me. So I hope y'all see it. So like,
No, you're right. It's absolutely amazing. Go ahead. Like this story right here, this story should inspire every sister to say, I'm going to change my life and be a sister of the Lord.
Damn right.
I'm going to walk righteously. I'm going to be right. I'm going to get the counsel I need. I'm going to work with my husband, man. It ain't going to be easy, damn it. Life ain't easy. Life ain't fair. It's not going to be that, you know what I'm saying? But you're going to have to fight. You ain't going to get no kingdom if you ain't going to at least make the righteous decision when the pressure's on. You're not going to, you expected the Lord got to make the decision for you also? You can't make the right judgment call so that you can walk with him? He got to do that for you too? Remember what the scriptures say in Revelation. The kingdom of heaven as if a man walked on a road with fire on one side, water on the other. You got to be tried through this fire. You can't just have the whole daggone thing. Be strong. Fight for it. It's beautiful. And then the Lord is in the workings of it. You understand? We proof of it in here because Lord knows, like I mentioned earlier, where we was grounded from was the death of deaths. And the Lord raised this nation up because of these brothers, General Muhammad, the generals, General Mayak, all the brothers, the captains come in, y'all coming in now, and we still at the beginning of this nation. You imagine what this is going to be, man, in about 2 seconds? It's going to be everything in 2 seconds, man. Go ahead, Salaki.
Khan. The book of Esther, chapter 6, verse 10. Then the king said to Haman, make haste and take the apparel and the horse, as thou hast said, and do even so to Mordecai the Jew that sitteth at the king's gate. Let nothing fail of all that has spoken.
Go ahead.
Verse 11. Then took Haman the apparel and the horse and arrayed Mordecai.
And the Most High something. He had to go array the cat he hated the most. Like that shit cut him inside, brother. He had to go put them royal garments on the one cat that he just finished saying, with everything I got, it mean nothing because this cat won't bow to me. And he walk up in there and the king say, now go put that royal garment on him, march him through and he can't say, no, this the king. He don't want to get caught up. He got to do what the king say. He mad as hell. Most High know how to crush your heathen. You understand? You worried about the power of Esau and the weapons of Esau. Well, none of that matters. What matters is what's inside you to serve the Most High. Like what was inside Mordecai is what delivered the children of Israel. What was inside Esther is what helped deliver the children of Israel. That's what's important. What's important is what's in you.
I'm right.
What's important is what you decide you're going to be as a man of God and a sister of God. What are you going to decide? And once you decide it, that's when you're a problem for this evil empire. Go ahead, give me more.
Khan. And brought him on horseback through the street of the city and proclaimed before him, thus to the man whom the king delighted to honor. Verse 12. And Mordecai came again to the king's gate, but Haman hasted to his house mourning, having his head covered.
He mad as hell. He is mourning over this dude. He ain't more. Remind me of what's the name of the king who took that man's garden because it was next to his palace? I want to say Ahab. He was another one that had that demon on him, where he wanted to destroy. He gonna kill his. Well, actually, he didn't do it, but he was so depressed that he couldn't have this man's garden that Jezebel went and killed this cat just to take his garden. So this selfish pig could have a garden so he could look out his goddamn window at another man's garden. Brother, that's what you got to fight. You fight that, you're going to be something to deal with. You make up your mind, sisters and brothers, that, you know what, I'm going to eat mud pies from Haiti. That's it. Now, anything above that is good. Paul was cold like that. Paul said, if you got food and raiment, be satisfied. Be satisfied. But you're going to be more than that, because Christ turned around and said, fear not, little children, for thou art more than the flowers that go into, I'm paraphrasing, that go into the oven. That's what the king said. So it's going to be more than that, but be ready to do that. All right, come on, because I'm going to hold us up. Go ahead.
The book of Esther, chapter 6, verse 13. And Haman told Zeresh, his wife, and all his friends everything that had befallen him. Then said his wise men and Zeresh, his wife, unto him, if Mordecai be if Mordecai be of the seed of the Jews, before whom thou hast begun to fall, thou shalt not prevail against him.
His own people told him, you about to die. If Mordecai part of them Jews, you gonna die. Because now they got nothing but favor and love from the king. You in trouble. They let him know you in trouble now. His own people let him know. Go ahead.
God, but shall surely fall before him. Verse 14. And while they were yet talking with him, came the king's chamberlains and hasted to bring Haman into the banquet that Esther had prepared.
Right. The guards came like, yo, you can't be late. Let's go. They got the banquet waiting on you. And they snatched him up, and he had to go to the banquet. He depressed.
Right.
He done went in there with sackcloth, but now he got to go into the banquet with Esther. Mordecai still at the gate. He got to go in there with Esther and the king. Come on.
The book of Esther, chapter 7, verse 1. So the king and Haman came to the banquet with Esther, the queen. Verse 2. And the king said unto Esther, on the second day at the banquet of wine, what is thy petition, Queen Esther? And it shall be granted thee. And what is thy request? And it shall be performed, even to half of the kingdom.
Like the anticipation killing him. Esther, what you want? I'll give you whatever you want. I'll give you half the kingdom, baby. What you want? You got it, baby. You mad. You everything. Tell me what you want. I got you. And now she gonna lay it on. And she got riches to get more riches. I want 5 mansions instead of 1. Want more gold and diamonds. She could have took anything she wanted. This here is a righteous woman. This here is a woman that ain't like every average woman. This is a sister that aspired to do something great before the Most High. This is a sister here that decided she was not going to go by what she see in front of her, but she's going to make decisions of righteousness, whether it benefit her or not. She's going to put it all on the line. Go ahead.
Verse 3. Then Esther, the queen, answered and said, if I have found favor in thy sight, O king, and if it please the king, let my life be given me at my petition and my people at my request. Verse 4. For we are sold, and I, my people, to be destroyed, to be slain, and to be perished. But if we have been sold for bondmen and bondwomen, I had held my tongue.
And woo, my yacht. Did y'all pick that up? She came back and said, listen, king, here's my petition, that you save the lives of me and my people. She said, if you had said you were going to sell them, I would not even approach you, my king, my lord. I wouldn't even approach, even though you was going to sell all my people, I would not even approach you. But I only approach you because I don't want them to die. Brother, if you a king and you wielding power, you broke it. She got you now. You done.
Right.
You done. You might slay half the kingdom that's against her. You done because her righteousness was just too strong.
Right.
Like she honored him and respected him and honored his power and his authority and respected him and spoke to him right and dealt with him right and humbled herself to say, you know, my people should live. Didn't say none of that. Said, if you just sold them, I wouldn't have come up against them. I wouldn't even approach you. Like, woo, that's a level. I wouldn't even have moved on this thing. But Almighty King, if you could just let them live. Go ahead, give me some more.
Come. I had held my tongue although the enemy could not countervail the king's damage.
Right, meaning even though nobody could have stopped the king for whatever it is that he wanted, I still pray that you just let my people live. Like, this was a bad system here. Go ahead,
The book of Esther, chapter 7, verse 5. Then the king Ahasuerus answered and said unto Esther the queen, who is he? And where is he? That durst presume in his heart to do
You ready
so.
to flex now? That's what you want? Is that what you been wanting, baby? Who the hell and what did this? Who said this? I'm gonna kill him right now. This cat been holding up all my things for 3 days. Bring that nigga here. I'm finna kill him. You telling me I've been watching this tail walk up and down my palace for 3 days and smelling good and talking good because some nigga want to kill somebody? Bring that nigga here. I'm gonna show you my killing. He ready to get it on for her. Sister is bad when she's in her right. When she walking right, she ain't no joke. And she half the body. We need the other half. We needed to work together. We got to work for the goal. Give me more.
The book of Esther, chapter 7, verse 6.
Go ahead.
And Esther said, the adversary and the enemy is this wicked Haman.
He's sitting up there among the good food and the wine and the servants. And she say, the man that's doing this is right here. Oh, the nigga you listen, his pride, he messed up. His pride in him, behind. He want this woman, he want to be loved by her. She's amazing. And she say, this is right here. You can solve this right now. The Lord was in this. Go ahead.
Then Haman was afraid before the king and the queen. Verse 7.
He got terrified that moment. She opened her mouth. He got terrified. And he knew that. He knew what it was. He knew she was smarter than him. He knew that what she was doing was better than what he was doing, which was actually serving the Lord.
Right.
Was more powerful than all his wittiness. You know what it took for him to get up to be number 2 in a kingdom that big? He had to be dirty, doing all kinds of stuff, got up to number 2 and got played by an Israelite sister. Got outsmarted, outmaneuvered by a sister in the truth. Give me some more.
The book of Esther, chapter 7, verse 7. And the king, arising from the banquet of wine in his wrath, went into the palace garden. And Haman stood up to make request for his life to Esther the queen.
Right, he knew that. Once the king mad, what?
Right.
He get up, he walk out. This cat drop. Esther, please. I mean, just like heathens do. When they get in them crosshairs, oh, they could cry. Oh, they could cry. They cry like they didn't mean no parts of it. But the Lord's judgment coming now. The angels is up in the room now. Now the angels are sitting back like, woo, this was bad, man. About to get smoked. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead.
For he saw that there was evil determined against him by the king.
Right. Go ahead.
Verse 8. Then the king returned out of the palace garden into the place of the banquet of wine. And Haman was fallen upon the bed whereon Esther was.
The Lord furthered the judgment by letting him, he's so distraught, he fall down on her bed. Worst thing he could do, just as the king walking back in. The Lord sticking it to him. You know what I mean? And that's what you want. That's what you want. You want to trust in the Most High that he be down with you, man. You understand? That he choose the children of Israel and make the decision. He could change our world overnight if he want to. Well, will we change for the Most High overnight? Will we do that? He could do it, but will we do it? Go.
Then said the king, will he force the queen also before me in the house?
You gonna take the meat too, goddammit? You was gonna kill all these people you want the meat too? He mad as hell out. It's the Lord doing it. Go ahead.
As the word went out of the king's mouth, they covered Haman's face.
Them boys was bad. he had them, them soldiers he had with him. He the king. Just as Haman, he said, you gonna take her too? You gonna unseat the queen? God demonstrate for a second. I ain't gonna put it on you. I'm gonna use something else. As he talking, you gonna take the queen too? They done already prepared him for the funeral. They done already put the fabric over his head to tell him, you going. You done. That's the Most High. That's what we need. Right. We can't fight. We can't fight nuclear weapons. We can't fight that. But the Most High can. Right. Without even lifting a finger. Go ahead, Doc.
Come. The book of Esther, chapter 9.
Go ahead.
And Harbonah, one of the chamberlains, said before the king, behold, also the gallows 50 cubits high.
They was against it. And now the cats that was down with Mordecai, they stepping up. King, he built the gallows 50 feet high. You know what I'm saying? It ain't like we got to go through too much trouble to smoke.
Right.
Get rid of him right now.
Right.
Go ahead.
Come. Which,
like Christ's kingdom gonna be amazing now. You get into Christ's kingdom out and he be over these heathens, it's going to be amazing. You're gonna ask to just be in the room when them decisions get made. He's gonna be dropping decisions. So much gonna be going on that's so amazing, you're not even gonna be believing it, man. Go ahead, Doc.
Come. The gallows 50 cubits high, which Haman had made for Mordecai, who had spoken good for the king, standeth in the house of Haman. Then the king said, hang him thereon. Verse 10. So they hanged Haman on the gallows that he had prepared for Mordecai. Then was the king's wrath pacified.
Then he calmed down. Then he said, okay, all right. It's done. Let's go read 8. Let's read what Purim is about. The word Purim comes from the word per, which means lots. Okay? Because remember, Haman cast lots on the day that he was going to have the children of Israel wiped out from the face of the earth. And the Most High plotted on him and wiped him out. Go ahead, Doc.
Come. The book of Esther, chapter 8, verse 1. On that day did the king Ahasuerus give the house of Haman, the Jews' enemy, unto Esther, the queen.
So not only did she already have the mansion and the wealth, he also gave her everything that Haman had. His mansions, his wealth, his power, he gave it to her as well. And let me tell you something, Mark, just on a little semi-sidebar. Like, this is why we got to uphold these holidays. Right. Like, these holidays is more than just a holiday to eat and to party. But these are the days to relive what took place in our past and how the Lord delivered us. Like, that, damn right. Like, that's what this is. You understand? Like, it's these days for us to not be carnal, but to remember that we have a power in heaven and that we got to just do our part for him to work with us. We have to be zealous to walk with the Most High and to trust in the Most High and to even face danger in the name of the Most High. And then the Most High will walk with us. He will be with us. He will help us. We need that constantly. We need that. We don't need, Valentine's Day BS.
That's right.
You understand? You can love your rib any day.
Mm-hmm.
You can buy her chocolates and gifts any day, a million days if you want. Every damn day. You got a rib and she righteous and you really love that rib and you delighted by her. So we'll go ahead, buy her chocolates every damn week. Buy her flowers. Women like flowers or buy them. If you believe it worked for you and all that, don't be hindered by it. Measure it, of course, to make sure that sister is that sister. But if that's that sister and she down with you, brother, go on and enjoy your wife. Enjoy her righteousness. Enjoy her being down with you. Buy her them gifts. You know what I mean? Be in harmony with her and let her be in harmony with you. It's a beautiful thing. There's nothing evil against that. In that matter of fact, it's damn near necessary now with all this LGBTQ BS going on. Okay. And wait till they bring in the child molesters and say it's all right to marry a child. That's next on the table. So your ability to raise beautiful relationships in righteousness and beautiful families is a necessary thing to be seen. It's necessary. I'm so glad this room is filled with all these sisters. If it was just us in here, those that hate us would be able to lie and say, yeah, that's a nice story, but y'all don't got no women like that. Right. But they can't say that now. Turn the camera around. Turn my camera around. Turn that camera around. Behold, the daughters of Zion. Talk that. Give it up for them one more time. Talk that mess now. You understand? You understand? Like it is almost a necessary thing at this point, and a beautiful and righteous thing at this point. Okay, y'all, you good? We good, Barack? You got it lined up right? Just double check it on the screen. It's good. Perfect. Let's ride. Come on with it. About 10 minutes more, 15 minutes. We done, y'all. Come on.
The book of Esther, chapter 8, verse 1. On that day did the king Ahasuerus give the house of Haman, the Jews, enemy, unto Esther the queen. And Mordecai came before the king, for Esther had told what he was unto her.
You hear that? Esther did not forget Mordecai. She didn't get the bag and get puffed up and just turn her back on him. She remembered him, man, and she also had a renewed respect for him. Why did she have that renewed respect? Because all this catastrophe took place because he wouldn't bow down to Haman. He put her life in danger, her wealth in danger, and she still stuck with Mordecai. She knew what kind of brother this brother was. She knew what he had gone through. She knew what he went through to raise up. And she stood with him on it, even though it meant possibly her life. Brother, these are our people. You ain't reading about no Edomite from no cave with a small hat. I ain't who you reading about. You reading about niggers, okay? You reading about the hood. You reading about the Lord's chosen people. That's who you reading about. The greatest people to ever walk on the face of the earth. I don't know about you, but I can't stop being fervently aggressive with this truth. Right. I can't never, don't listen. I'm going to be on a cane like this with one eye. The Most High. That might be all I say. Y'all have me sitting in the back. Y'all just wheel me out for one word. The Most High. Wheel my ass back in the back. I'll go home like I spoke today. Half senile and crazy. Dribbling soup out my mouth. I'm too fervent in this, man. I ain't never found nothing righteous in this earth but this. That's right. You understand? Let's go on. A few more minutes, fam. We're going to get to it. Go ahead.
The book of Esther, chapter 8, verse 2. And the king took off his ring, which he had taken from Haman, and gave it unto Mordecai. And Esther set Mordecai over the house of Haman. Verse 3. And Esther spake yet again before the king, and fell down at his feet, and besought him with tears to put away the mischief of Haman the Agagite, his device that he had devised against the Jews.
And let me add something else. It was right what Mordecai got. Who could tell me why? It was right that Mordecai got all this honor and all these things. Why was it right? Who could tell me why? Tell me why, brothers. Throw your hand up. Tell me why it was right that Mordecai got all this wealth and all this honor and all this respect. Go ahead, Ak. We know that. That's the back office. That's fourth dimension. Tell me in the third dimension, why was it right? See, you come on, Israel. Why was it so right? That he got the mansions, the gold, the diamond, the honor, the purple. Why was it right? And I ain't talking spiritual. I'm talking mathematics on why it's right and why he should have got it. Give you one more shot. All that's back office. That's spiritual. Don't tell me spiritual. Go ahead, Ak. Back office. Come on. What you mean? Tell me what he did. No, that's all that's right. And what you're saying is right, is spiritual, it's totally right. But that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about take the spirituality off of it. Just tell me why he should have got every bit of it. Brother, wait a minute. I got two in front of you. Go ahead, Ak. Back in the room. That's spiritual. Y'all too spiritual. Y'all too righteous. Y'all don't think like we think. Come on. Oh, yeah. Come on now. Q. Ooh. Come on. That's why y'all can't answer no question. Y'all always getting it right. I ain't taking no more answers from y'all. That's why. Because did he not save this king? This cat had 126 provinces, huh? Wealthy beyond belief. 2 cats that worked right up under him was about to smoke his ass. And they didn't do nothing for Mordecai. Any nigga on the street about to get smoked, and you tell him, yo, don't go around the corner, they about to set you up. He gonna be thankful as hell. But meanwhile, this cat got 126 provinces, and Mordecai saved his damn life. He didn't do nothing for Mordecai. And Mordecai didn't ask for nothing. All he did was just not bow down to his right-hand man. So you damn right he deserved it. Just like Joseph deserved it in Egypt. Don't act like them heathens did nothing for us. We saved their lives. We saved their kings. We built their kingdom. Joseph, who understood the vision, had that king saved, put that food up for 7 years. So when the famine came, not only did he feed everybody, but he became the richest country in the world. And the same go for America. America owe us big time for what we done did here. We built this goddamn empire, man. You understand? Y'all brothers just righteous, the Lord, they spirit, the Most High. No, nigga, I did something, save your life. Pay me, nigga. Pay me, heathen. And that's what's going to happen when we get in charge under Christ. What Christ's going to hand down, going to save the heathens from their own damn country. And he deserved to get paid for it. You understand? You put on a garment and fringes and a shield on your neck and a scarf on your head, and you walk down on the damn street corner and open up the Bible and tell black people stuff that the preacher never would tell them, nor would he ever understand, and break it down to him like that. You deserve what the hell you get. You ain't no goddamn charity case. You giving them more than they could ever have. Lick the bottom of my goddamn boot. That's right. The least you could do. Give me a little bit more so we can roll up out of here, because I got to get you the celebration and how they celebrated it. Come on out. We're going to be done.
The book of Esther, chapter 8, verse 4. Then the king held out the golden scepter towards Esther. So Esther arose and stood before the king. Verse 5. And said, if it please the king, and if I have found favor in his sight, and the things seem right before the king, and I be pleasing in his eyes, let it be written. Reverse the letters devised by Haman, the son of Hammedatha, the Agagite, which he wrote to destroy the Jews, which in all the king's provinces. Verse 6. For how can I endure to see the evil that shall come into my people?
Boy, she put it on him, didn't she? She went up in there and said, how can I endure to see the destruction of my people, oh great king? This guy ready to kill everybody in the kingdom. Over this sister right here. He went and she put it on him, and righteously.
Damn right.
And righteous saved his kingdom. Go ahead. Because for sure, Hammond would have been looking to smoke him next. And he obviously ain't have his game right, had 126 provinces, and 2 of his right-hand men getting ready to smoke him. So he ain't really have his game right nowhere.
Right.
Go ahead, Op.
Or how can I endure to see the destruction of my kindred?
Go ahead.
Verse 7. Then the king Ahasuerus said unto Esther the queen, and to Mordecai the Jew, behold, I have given Esther the house of Haman, and him they have hanged upon the gallows, because he laid his hand upon the Jews. Verse 8. Write ye also for the Jews, as it liketh you, in the king's name, and seal it with the king's ring. For the writing which is written in the king's name and sealed with the king's ring may no man reverse.
Jump to 11. I'm going to jump it down a little bit just for the time's sake. Go ahead.
The book of Esther, chapter 8, verse 11. Wherein the king granted the Jews which were in every city, to gather themselves together and to stand for their life.
This is something else to learn. Every heathen in this empire hated us, to where that even though he was the king and he was sending out a new decree to not harm us, the king still had to send out a decree and say, y'all go protect yourself, because they gonna go kill you. They gonna want to kill you anyway. You wonder why the UPK is the way we are. We the way we are because we know we hate it. Scripture say, gather yourselves together, O nation not desired, man. You know what I mean? And we accept that the heathens hate us, but we don't accept that we don't love each other. That we ain't accepting. The heathens can hate us all they want, but we can't hate each other.
Right.
We can't not forgive each other. We must deal with each other. Read on.
Come will come. The book of Esther, chapter 8, verse 11, wherein the king granted the Jews for their life to destroy, to slay, and to cause perish all the power of the people and province that would assault them.
Right. Everybody that was lining up for this day to take us out, we had to line up against them to take them out. Jump to 15.
Khan. The book of Esther, chapter 8, verse 15. And Mordecai went out from the presence of the king in royal apparel of blue and white.
He became out royal for sitting on that ground. He ain't bow down to that heathen. The Lord walked him out of there in royal garments. You understand? Don't bow down on that street corner. You stand up for this truth. Don't be no bitch.
Damn right.
Stand up for this truth, man. You stand up for it. You gonna stand. You goddamn stand. You understand? You stand. Don't give a damn how long it takes. Don't give a damn how hard it is. Don't give a damn what you got to go through, because the alternative is perpetual slavery, which is the worst thing could ever happen to a people. We are no people trying to find our way back to being a people after being in this place so long. Don't put your sword down for nothing. You understand? Go ahead,
Come. And
once again, I gotta say one more. That's why I'm so crazy about these generals. These niggas that still with me and never put their sword down. And many of you captains in here as well, man. Y'all some bad many more of you coming up here, man. You understand? My main man here stood up against the purple, damn near by itself. I see every time I see him, boy, it's like, yeah, he's one of them real ones right there, man. You know what I mean? Like that man, damn right. And not only him, man. Brothers got on me because the 2 councils ago, the brother from the Kentucky 8 came up on the screen, Malak. And I said, I turned to somebody and said, that's my hero. And then brothers came to me afterwards, like, you head of the school. How you gonna be calling the cats your hero? I said, all right, I ain't gonna say it no more. They got mad with me. And rightfully, I ain't supposed to just be saying that. But you niggas is my heroes, man. You understand? The last time I said it no more. Y'all my goddamn heroes, man. You know, man. I don't need Superman, man. I do not need Superman, man. All I got to do is go to South Carolina and get out on that range with knockers out. And it's Superman all day. And if he got knockers out of the ball with him, it's game over. Y'all the heroes, man. Y'all the ones gonna get crowns on your head from your house shop. You understand? And us as well, Lord willing. Ain't nothing greater, man, than a man that is strong, that will raise up amazing sisters that are strong, that stand for the Most High in Christ. Come on, let's finish it, y'all.
Come. And with a great crown of gold, and with a garment of fine linen and purple, in the city of Shushan rejoiced and was glad. Verse 16, the Jews had light and gladness and joy and honor. Verse 17, in every province and in every city, whatsoever the kings commanded and his decree came, the Jews had joy and gladness, a feast and a good day. And many of the people of the land became Jews, for the fear of the Lord of the Jews fell upon them.
So they started converting and becoming servants to us. because they knew the Lord was with us. Like they were spiritual enough back then to know the Lord is with these people, man. But they was the record. Once again, that's why they like to say this book is a fantasy and a fairy tale, because the record be so amazing. They don't want you to ever believe that it could even be real.
Right.
They don't want you actually reading this and saying this actually happened. They want you to think this was some halfway embellished story that somebody wrote up to make it sound good. No, this would actually happen. These things took place. That's why this book is the book they can't ever put down. And this is why this record right here is the record that crushes all records, man. Because these things are all the examples of the Most High working before their eyes. And I'm going to give you one more example of it. Look around this room right now. Another miracle getting ready to happen right before the world that they never expected to come. That's what's getting ready to happen there. You understand? I'm going to stop right there because they did the celebration. Everybody else could read 9. We over the time. I don't want to hold us no much longer. But they went and had this celebration, man, and they kept this from year to year, which is why we here tonight with the story of Purim, where we stood up and our sisters stood up with us, and it should be movies made about this, man. Oh, this is amazing, amazing stuff. General, you good? With that, I turn the class over to the officer in charge. So what for coming out. Appreciate it. Yes, we can sit up here.
Men of Israel, imagine Shabbat.
Salah.
I imagine Barak.
Jehovah Hashem Yahweh Shah
Israel saw sisters, I imagine Barak.
They give it come up, so let them stay standing. Yes, go.